Welcome back to the Madison Research Essential Skills Toolkit. With this tutorial, we'll be working on this learning outcome. Recognize that information is available in a variety of forms, including, but not limited to, text, images, and visual media. Why is the form of information something that we need to think about? It is important because the form of information drives where you look for your answer. Let me explain. For this example, I'm going to focus on scholarly information that is readily available in JMU libraries, and we're going to move from the biggest type of a source to progressively smaller ones. Let's say you've been assigned to write and research something related to the Victorian era, but you don't even know what about the era you're going to write about. This is a great question for a really big source, an encyclopedia. And you might have already thought about consulting the biggest encyclopedia there is, Wikipedia. That might get you started, but I'm going to recommend that you think about a subject encyclopedia, like the Encyclopedia of the Victorian Era. This 4-volume set is a comprehensive look at all aspects of the era. 4 volumes! Wikipedia gives the era 14 sections, while this encyclopedia covers over 600 elements of the era written by experts in each area. See the difference? What you get in convenience in Wikipedia, you pay for in coverage scope. Let's take a look at this. While browsing through the encyclopedia, I find an entry on poverty and pauperism that looks interesting. Reading through this entry, I can find out that being poor was a pretty miserable experience during the era. There wasn't much in terms of social safety nets. There was a large population of laborers whose skills were becoming obsolete. This entry also tells me about the big differences in the haves and the have-nots, and talks some about the charitable institutions that formed during the period. I even find out that there's a sensational literature of the era where radical writers tried to bring the suffering of the poor to the attention of the public by writing graphically about the suffering of women and children. Okay, now the subject is more interesting, and I'm really doing 2 things here. I'm narrowing and focusing in on a topic, and I'm finding sources along the way that will help me. This encyclopedia entry has a bibliography at the end that refers me to this book, The Bitter Cry in Outcast London, An Inquiry into the Conditions of the Abject Poor, a book in our ebook collection. And if I click on the subject heading, by clicking on the subject heading Poor, England, London, History, 19th Century, this leads me to 7 other sources on the topic, including this one. 400 pages of nothing but the intersection of the poor and the people and the organizations that started to attempt to assist them. 400 pages! I use this as an example to give you an idea about what a scholarly book is designed to do. It takes a meaty topic and deals with it comprehensively in some depth. A book is smaller than an encyclopedia, but it gives more detail. This is an ebook, and this book will also cite sources just like the encyclopedia article did. Like this one, from the Journal of Social History. This is another scholarly information form. New university scholars often make the mistake of thinking that the shorter the source, the easier it will be to use. Not true. It's important for you to consider what type of source you need at a given time, and then figure out what type to use. That's why understanding that information comes to you in a variety of forms is so important. And it isn't just books. Just a look at the research database page in the libraries can give you a sense of the varieties of the kinds of information we provide. Statistics, music, films, as well as resources tailored for specific disciplines are readily available in your libraries. We don't need you to decipher what kind of source you need, but you should certainly ask a librarian for assistance. But when you're new to a topic, consider a big source to get you going. JMU Libraries offers many subjects encyclopedias, both in print and electronic editions, to get you going, consulting the background information page on the library's website to get started. Or ask for help in either in person or clicking the Ask a Librarian button.